Hello everybody, how are you doing? We're back again. Kids are in bed and I'm still alive, luckily. Kids were sick last week, so that's why I say I'm alive, luckily. So let's have a look on stuff and things and updates. Yes, let's cover updates first. And let me set this up a little bit. I hope everything is right. Is everything working? Yes, it is. Awesome. So let's go on with it. See. I hope I didn't miss anything for the updates. I don't see anything, so it looks fine. Tuesday. So let's switch screen. There I am. So Igor last week on Valentine's Day, 14th of February, posted something awesome. Something very nice. And what he posted is that there will be a way of setting your team settings. And he said it, that is the 14th. Was it yeah, that was after our streaming last week. So that's fine to share, right? So what is he talking about? He is showing a way for us to create your brand. To easily create the first steps you have to take until you have your website. So you can set, in this case, your primary colors, so your brand main colors, your site style, site title, sorry, need to pronounce it right, I guess, and a site description and all kinds of other things. You can still add this in the stylebook, so that will be nice. And he goes over a few steps you need to take to show this. So let's see, to show this, to make the setup complete. So he goes over the things he is thinking of to do in the first release, like the brand settings. You have general colors, site identity, logos, but also homepage settings. For instance, you can pick if you want a specific front page or that you want an overview of the blogging pages. And you can also add the extra pages like the About Us, the team, and the contact page. He's also planning to add header and footer templates, what would be step 4, to select a existing pattern. And step 5 would be if you have WooCommerce add-on installed, I don't know. That will be optional when you use our WooCommerce add-on. So if you use the WooCommerce add-on, then this will be shown. Let me check real quick. Yeah, that looks fine, actually. I was a little bit worried. And you will be able to select a single product pattern. So I think there will be a lot of patterns available for the header and footer, but also for the single products, which is very nice. Ooh, I have something extra I would like to show afterwards. And yeah, I'm very happy that something like this will exist in Greenshift, that you just set up the basics of your Greenshift website. I mean, you have so much options in different kinds of places where you can set your colors, but also your title and everything else you need to set for your website. And it would be nice that there's just an easy way, guided, how to set up your theme settings. And it's called in this image, as you can see, theme settings. But yeah, and he asked us, what do you think? Do we need something else? So there's a lot of ideas, and I would like, of course, to share mine. Let's see if I can find it. So my feedback was that it looks like the Ollie Dash plugin, and there was a YouTube link that I can leave in the comments so you can see it for yourself as well. That goes over the Ollie dashboard, and it's quite similar as what we have right now. So I will share it in the chat for now. And I think the next steps would be to elevate the user experience, because this looks like it is designed for beginners, just like the version of Ollie Dash. It's for people that are just starting out, don't know much about web design and web interfaces and and that sort of stuff. Sorry. It makes sense to just make the basics available for them. But for someone who's more experienced, I think there's a lot missing, which I summed up in this post as well. Also, one of the most important and basic branding things you can add is the fonts. So I think the typography is something that everybody would like to set to match their own branding, and that will be very important. And I suggested to elevate it to have more of a brand book style and design systems. And you can set dark and light colors. You can set, for example, the background colors, link colors, but also add a mobile logo. For instance, if you have a very wide logo, it doesn't look good on mobile, and you would like to change that to another one. You can set or select a icon library you would like to have. For instance, Font Awesome is a very well-known one. WordPress itself has dash icons. You also have different ones, so it would be nice that what kind of library you like to use, that there's a way you can select them. Maybe there should be a nice library of pre-selected icons, an overview, and that you can select them as well. Anyways, it would also be nice that you can upload your images, so that you can set up your whole website and everything you need in one go. For the next step, you can think of setting the basics you have in a design system. For example, the spacing, the heading, how big should the H1 till H6 be, the subtitle, but also text like body and accent text, links, what kind of normal behavior, hover behavior, or active behavior would it have, for the buttons, primary and secondary, etc., etc. I mean, you can see this list of my comments as well. I will leave it in the chat. I think it's very important for more experienced users to have those options. I mean, sometimes they are lacking, and it would be very nice if for more experienced users you have an option when you have set the basics that you can set the more advanced stuff. So it will be like an end screen and then continue on if you are more experienced. I also think that it would be nice if you show a color palette for especially for beginners. That would look something similar like this. You can have a overview of your color palette. It would be even nicer if we can, I don't know if this is as an API, but that you can use an API of Color Hunt and then import the colors they have. That would be awesome. I was also thinking, how can we improve the user experience? I mean, if you're a beginner, you probably have a main color you would like to use, and perhaps you can assist the user in this section already with setting their main color, and that for well-known methods, it automatically selects a secondary and a text primary and then secondary button color. So it selects for you what kind of other colors you have depending on the main brand color you have set. It will automatically, I really love this word, create a dark color palette. So it would be more of an automation to make things easier, and I think better also for a beginner. Instead of having to set everything, they don't even know when the colors are used or how these colors are used. So make it easier if they can't verify that the color they want to use is used in the way they expect it to be. So it would make sense to have a way to auto-generate a color palette that matches. And then I saw a video that uses AI for the total beginner. It's from Cadence WP. It has an AI generative website generator, just similar to Zip WP. Both AI generator. I can put them in the chat as well. CadenceWP.com, if I remember correctly. Let me verify. Yeah, and here we have AI starter templates. I mean, something like this is going to be huge for at least the beginners. It's very easy to start your own website in the style you like, and the other is ZipWP, which are now the biggest contenders for creating WordPress websites using AI. So I put it in the comments if you would like to see those websites as well. And later on, I will put them in the description as you're used to. But yeah, I like the way they're heading. Probably we can try to use AI even to generate the full sets and have some templates beforehand. That would be very nice. Oh, very good remark from Tony. I need to change the highlighted comments one day because this doesn't look good. Perhaps I can do that. Because so it won't take too long. Oh, I really hate that it doesn't. Yeah, but I get distracted by those things, right? It needs to work, and I set it up once. Loving these GIFs. GIFs. I don't know. How do you pronounce it? I call it GIFs, so bear with me. And that's actually it for this one. And there was something else I would like to show, was relevant to no posts. Regarding the templates, here, Brendan Meyer. I don't know if I pronounce your name right. He's telling that he wants to give away the layout they have making, and that is very nice of them to share those layouts, and they will share it for free because it's more of a template. What's it called? A wireframe. So let's have a look. All right, 2-column layout. I will zoom in a little, and let's see how well it looks also on mobile. So there we go. Yeah, look great. I think I would put it the other way, that first you have your content and then your checklists. So I would reverse them on mobile, but other than that, this looks great. Let's see. Oh, he has a lot of starter sites also, and that's design library. Ooh, I want to learn from this guy. I think I need to stop streaming if I want to create the templates. Because it takes up a lot of time to create those. Oh, look at them. Yeah. I think user requires green shift. Nice. Great work. And let's see, start now. Can we see a demo? I think this is still work in progress. I'm sorry if I showed it too early. So I will share the posts, and if you liked it, please let him know, because I think he loves to know that. Also, I link in the description later on, and now in the chat. Oh, many. How many links did I already share? 4 or 5? I'm sorry for spamming. I do like the ideas he have, and that he's sharing this, and some of the things will be free, but I can also assume that some of the things will be paid. Fluid forms. A savvy starter site for consultants. Yeah, nice. I hope he can continue with this. Perhaps I should also take a spin on adding templates for my store, right? I mean, if you don't know already, I do have a store.techies.review, and there I share everything I have for my tutorials. Or in the beginning there was some requests to recreate something, and that's what I did right here. Ooh, I don't think that this link to the example works. Oh, that's nice. It's still alive. We can see one day if we can upgrade this one, because we have more knowledge nowadays on how this works. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's it. Paul shared a very nice inspirational thing, what I think looks beautiful. And that's the things I want to share. So let's continue our journey for drivecapital.com. So we've been working on recreating this website for the, I think, 5 or 6 streams. One stream I redid the first section we made, and yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. Here you see the overview of the website itself. I saw there were some things different on their website than the one we made, so let's see if we can change those up. But the goal of today is to recreate, or slightly recreate, because creating this canvas SVG isn't within GreenShift Power easily. I don't have any assets for it, so I couldn't remake it very easy. We can add a video that does the same. You can also do it with SVG, and if I remember correctly, for their website, they use a canvas. And canvas is basically a whiteboard where something is painted on, and you can paint on the canvas with JavaScript, and that's something I don't want to touch right now. So if you'd like to, please let me know and leave a comment down below if you recreated something like this. Oh, it's a Lottie map. Aha, so they use Lottie. Lottie, we like to party. But yeah, basically I just wanted to recreate this effect. And I think I do have an idea on how to do that. So let's get to it. Here we have our website. Let's see if we have any updates available that WordPress isn't showing yet. No, it does seem to work. So this is our remade website. Oh man, I did some changes. It was pure pain to work with Canvas. One for a golf web shop. Yeah. Ditching it. Yeah, I don't like... sorry. So Tony shared that he tried to fix this. All right. Be patient. After the stream, this will be fixed. He tried to use a canvas for a golf shop and didn't work out. Yeah. And you need a lot of knowledge of JavaScript and how things work and set up. And yeah, it's also not for me. I can work with SVG animate a little bit because it uses just basic CSS. You can animate SVGs. But for canvas, oh, now it is working. So last week we ended on this section right here. So with the images there. And what I was looking for is a way to maintain the height so the content doesn't jump. But still have the animation effects going on. As you can see, they're now in there. But it doesn't work every time. So let's get into how I fixed the not jumping part. And also, I don't know why, but every now and then it stops when you interact with these sections. I don't want that to happen, but I don't know how to disable it. First, let's see how I solve the issue, or partially solve the issue. So what I did is in our video last week, we said our clip path in clip path because, yeah, that makes sense, right? And it works differently than I hoped and expected. So maybe this should be an advanced feature and the clip off feature should be in the general feature because that's the one used most nowadays, I guess. And what you do in advanced CSS transform and transitions, you have a clip path and you can set any clip path in here. And it looks like this. It's a polygon, and a polygon is actually a shape with different kind of angles in there. And here we defined 4 angles, 0, 0, 100%. So it will be 0 on the top, 0, 0 starts here, 100% down, and 0% to the right of left is a position. Then 100% down and it should be 60.7% height and 0%. Yeah, I don't understand fully how this works, but something in those lines. Why do I have this set to 16.7% instead of 0%? The reason being the object observer doesn't observe the clip path when a part of the image isn't visible. So when I set to 16.69, you will see that the left image, at least I hope for my sake, that the left image won't animate. And that's because it's not show and you will have a worse experience. So let's change this to 16.767. And if we refresh now, you still see it happening. If this works now, if I set this to 0 and still works, then I'm going to go mad, but only so slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. Let's see. What? All right, I'm slightly mad now. Last week I tried this day after streaming and it didn't work, and now it is working. Are you kidding me? I spent like an hour figuring out why the clip path doesn't work and now it only works. All right, let's just see if we paste those styles in there. Why are you laughing? Don't do that. No, kidding. You can laugh all you want. I can stop you. Or can I? No, I can't. Let's see. This is insane. I'm getting very, very tired. So we want to copy this style attributes and paste it in here as well. Why is it still visible? It should be... Right. It's 0 for all of them. I can also show you, by the way, how this works a little bit, because I don't fully understand. It's nice of you to feel my pain. Let's see. Here we go. So by setting... So every comma separated is a corner. And by Let's see what happens if I put this to 10, 100. So this is the left top corner. I guess this is the right top corner. Yes. And then after the comma, this is the bottom corner. We can set it to 80. Oh, it's on the right bottom corner. So I was worried that it's corner, but it's the right one. And this one is the left bottom corner. So you can change the values of the corners. And we want the bottom corner to have a value of 0. When we animate, we have something similar like here. As you can see, it goes down and looks like it's expanding, but the image isn't growing. It's just like a layer on top of the image that is sliding downwards. And that's what we're trying to make as well. Now, if this is going to work, it doesn't work in the other ones. Whew, luckily. Let's see. Didn't it save my values? It didn't save my values correctly. So if we set this to 0, you will see that it doesn't work. And I don't know why. Even if we increase our interaction observer or the interaction layer values, it doesn't work. And I am guessing that clip path makes it invisible. But I don't know for sure. I tried to look at how to fix this issue and couldn't find any fix for it. Even if we set skill to 1, it didn't work last week. Even Stack Overflow doesn't have a solution for this one. I mean, there was one guy asking about it, so it does work for when the skill is set to 1, but it doesn't work when the skill is going ever so slightly down. We set to 0.2. I mean, if we can make it work, but we have to change the values a little. Now, whatever you skill, it doesn't work. So I guess it has to do that it can't be observed or something, because our container has a overflow of hidden, and then the image just doesn't show. And maybe the image is never observed because of that. So that's why I set this to 60.7, and then it is able to be observed. So let's copy and paste the values back in, hit save. If we scroll down, there we are on nice little animations. And I guess the images here are also not observed because of indeed the wrong values. So if we change that, I think it looks a little bit ugly because you have a thin line there. But I just think of a solution that could work, but then you have your transitions in there as well. Maybe we can set a class of opacity 0, and then when it's in there, see here we still have that issue. But we did fix our issue. There it is. So I guess it needs to be higher. This is the only way we can solve this issue for now. I am wondering, how did they do it then? I don't know how the animation starts. 60.8. Can we see how the animation starts? See? Reveal visible wrapper. Does it have a opacity of 0 when it starts? So there's our thingy. computed. And what does it start at? WebKit. It doesn't have any opacity settings whatsoever. Or am I blind? But if we scroll downwards enough, oh. Transition delay, object cover. That's very unfortunate, because I am assuming that the other image is in there now as well. Ah, it starts with the opacity of 0. Nice. I don't want to see the image. I don't care enough. Unfortunate. They have a scroll of 1.2. But they can set the clip off to 0. Will change, will transform. Transform clip off. Do we need to set a transform origin? There we go. And now this one has an opacity of 1. So they changed the opacity also of the image revealer. And how is this set? It's set as an absolute. What? Why is this happening? Don't want to see the animation yet. Surprise me. Opacity of 0. They have a position of relative. And they don't hide their overflow? Yeah, it is hidden. So at least we broke down it as expected. That's always nice to know, right? Well, let's see. What did they do? Here we can see the... Hi, I didn't... the first letter, I don't know how you pronounce it. Shirpu. But yeah, this will be later available to watch as a video on demand as well. Why? Why do you ask? Do you have something in mind you would like to look back towards? Or, of course, I think I do know the answer already, because you would like to see how I made the footer, right? Let's see. I don't know. I don't know how this works. But yeah, let's see if we can fix it later. For now, this is fine what we have. Is that fine? So, fill it up. Looks a little bit awkward sometimes that you see a little bit of a line, but I think it's good enough. We can do the same as Drive Capital to just change the opacity when starting. But they changed the one of the container, but since we don't have any interaction sets for the container, I think I would like to change the opacity of the image. So in CSS transform, can set the, but then it will fade in. Let's see if we change the transform origin to center, and we set this to 0. And 0 would work that way. That would be nice. For 3D, backface hidden. There's no backface for this one. You want to review the presented solutions. Awesome. yeah, you can see it. Sorry, I didn't highlight your comment, but yeah, for sure, you can see it tomorrow as well. I will, because this is a very long trajectory of recreating a website. I just want to show how I solve problems, so you can do it as well, and also share the struggles, just like I've had a couple of times with Tony. Things that doesn't work, and just have a way of working together. Ooh, I am planning to use audio.com for some music next week. So if you have some music you like, please let me know, and I will add it to a playlist so that we can share it on a live stream as well for a project. There you have a link, and let me know if you find music that is very nice to listen at. I already created a playlist. Let's see. Those are playlists, but not mine. And this is my playlist. As you can see, it's a few numbers, and they are all lo-fi, chill music. Because for me, it's 8 p.m., 8:30 at the moment. And I like to chill down and have some fun creating nice animations. We did set the transform origin to top, but that didn't make to center. That didn't solve the issue. Hula beats. Ooh. Now, if we can use it without copyrights, and else it doesn't matter right now because I'm not monetized. I just hope I don't get a strike. Hula beats. Are you sure that this is the one you mean you mean to share? 9:30 for you. Ooh. That means it's almost bedtime, right? I know I go to bed at around 10:30, 11 at the last moment, because yeah, kids can make you very tired. There was also a other way you can listen to music for free, right? Yeah, but yeah, share your stuff in the chat or in the description. I mean, share your list of preferred music in the chat or in the comments down below, so we can spice things up a little bit for the for next week. Let's continue on this. Yeah, we need to see how we can solve this, because this doesn't work very well now. But yeah, then again, I don't care too much for now. Let's just continue on adding the footer. Save and hit save again. If someone from Drive Capital is watching, or now or afterwards, let me know. You're Batman's lost neighbor. You go to bed really late. Wow. You are a very bad man. Na 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 Batman. Oh, sorry, copyright strike. Oh man. There goes all my income, which I don't get from the stream, so it's fine. Let's up see. 60.7. Do we need to set the transform origin from center? We can change this as well, doesn't matter. We set this one to 2, scale to 1.5, and then the polygon path to this. I should ask Igor if he knows how to solve this issue, because I couldn't find any solutions on Stack Overflow. And I guess this would be a nice add-on for the library as well, right? So there we have everything. Yep, let's focus and get our footer in. So yeah, I just wanted to show how the how I solved the image last week. The image that the content doesn't jump, and as you can see, it doesn't jump. It doesn't look perfect right now, but I can't find to have the right solution for this. But at least the jumping sections are not there anymore, and that's something I wanted to address for now. Let's continue on the footer. So we go to our template, and then in our footer you have a pattern called footer pattern, and you can edit that one. And let's see if we can just do, they have a really tall one, right? Yes, they do. They have a really tall one. So let's add before. So this makes it really reusable if we add it in here as well. And let's see, they have some nice text on the left and an image on the right. So let's do that as well. We have a container. And oh, I don't want a container in a container. I just want to have a heading. Got a drink. The most amazing way to create a great looking website. Ooh, could we even spice this more up? To make a words like an animation website, all done with a free plugin. Ooh, yeah, there needs to be a lot of exclamation points, and a typo in there is also good. And then you always end with the one, right? Let's change the typography height. 1.9. Needs exclusion even more. Yeah, that seems nice. And then we can make our font size even bigger. Can use the existing. Woo, that's way too big. That's also way too big. Gigantic. That's also way too big. Huge. That's too huge. That is becoming better. Ooh, I don't know which one I selected. And then we're back to H2. Oh man. H1. Let's keep it like this, right? And then afterwards we would like to add an image. Let's see if we can find a Lottie image of a map. So search for animations map. Do we see something similar? This one looks a little bit similar. Do we get related ones? Yeah, we do, but not the ones we're searching for. So as you can see, here are some animations, and those are called Lottie animations. Ooh, I like this one. And you can download, but also just use them in your circuit board. Ooh, this is also a very good one. Circuit board. I mean, my website is called Text Review, so. Ooh, very nice one, circuit board. This goes to show if you just can think a little bit outside of the box, you can find what you're looking for, and it's more in line with what you expect. So well done. Thank you for your comment. Board. Or your chat message, I should say, right? Nah, I think the first one is better. This one looks very nice. I mean, a little bit of color in there could be nice as well. We can change those, right? Embed. If the workspace to generate. I do like this one. The only issue is that it isn't very well shown. And that's very nice because we have a black background. So let's use this one. See? Sorry. Lottie. Turns a Lottie thing, right? Lottie animations. Let's see. Animate. There was a unblock for it, right? Or am I going mad again? For the second time this stream. The G shape. Or did they use another one? Rive? But they should have Lottie as well, right? Greenshift WP, Learning Center. And let's have a look for Lottie. To be fair, by the way, when I'm creating, I'm usually not talking a lot like this, but during live stream, a little bit more. I hope it doesn't distract you that much. Here, there is a green shift Lottie blocks. Is that one only available in the animations? I think so, right? So how would we do this? I just embed it. Embed HTML. Copy. Yeah, good. WordPress. Generate an embeddable HTML. Gives you this button nowadays. Embed, copied. So let's see. If I remember correctly, we can just do. It doesn't work. Embed. It needs the JavaScript thing as well. Why you make it harder? Embed HTML. Where is the embed HTML? Enable asset link. Why can't I select stuff? Yeah, this is the one that I want. Copy share link. Download. I don't want to download it. I just want my HTML stuff. Additional information. Color palettes. Fine as it is. This one looks like code. Oh, now we can copy it. So you need to enable asset link. All right. Good to know. See. And we need to add a HTML, I guess. If we preview. There we go. nice and simple animation. Let's see. Let's change this one to flexbox and put them side by side. And the contents to below. And I think I want to change the HTML and make it bigger. So this is where a grid could be useful. But yeah, you get the gist, I guess. You need to change the values so you can design it a little bit as well. But yeah, just let's continue. Subscribe to our... Now by default, for now, we don't have... Let's remove those, right? Add afterwards. I want to add another container. And this container has 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Would it make sense to make this a CSS grid of container? Well, it will make our lives easier if we just make it a flexbox for responsive purposes. So instead of a container, well, we can use it like this. It's fine. And we add a container. What do we add? We add a form. And heading. I don't think I have any forms installed. Luckily, there was a discussion yesterday started by Tony. And newsletter. And that one was about what is the best way of a free plugin to use as a form. So let's see if there's something by default in there. Preferred comments. No, it doesn't. So let's add a form. Plugins. And if I remember correctly, let's go close all these. Let's just see in the Facebook group, right? Which one? And because we're... Come on. Our favorite guy. The one and only Tony. What is the best free forms plugin for you? WP Forms. Oh, someone shared a Google Doc. Proomed Forms. Best free one. Formulator only plugin advanced functionality for free. But the plugin is slow. Pointed. Proomed Forms. A greenshift forms block would be nice. Yes, I can see that as well. I don't think we need a very extensive thing, right? For Forminator, let's see. Quizzes. They call it quizzes. Right. You do you. You use WP forms. Yeah, we just want a very simple form right now, right? So it doesn't really matter, I guess, what kind of form we... Ooh. This is all in the free version. Nice interface. You use shortcodes. I don't like to use shortcodes. Free and premium. Overview of everything. Very nice overview, actually. Let's just load on each page. Very extensive research. Very simple contact. And CSS loaded on each page. Custom CSS inserted on page. No default CSS. You have to style it yourself. That's also very nice. This is the one that the original, what's called, the maker of this spreadsheet uses. Now I do have a paid plan for fluid form, so I guess I will go with that one. Maybe sometime if we have some more difficult thing we would like to set up, we can use Forminator to just see how it works. But for now, I want to explore fluid forms because that's the one I have as well. And Igor suggested it as well, so I think there will be some integration in the future. Fluid forms. Contact form. A contact form, let's install. They also have some nice connections, I guess. Let's activate this one. So how do we go around and create our first form? I want a new form. Choose a template. Conversational. Subscribe. Yep. We want to have an email form. We don't want to be very personal. And they have a button on the right. Can we change the design and layout a little bit? See? Label placement. Hide label. I don't want any label shown. Is it required? Yes, of course, else you can't send an email, I guess, right? Placeholder email. Your email address. Is this good written down in English? Your email.address. That's even better. Ruins, right? Write down what you expect. Input customization. See? Advanced settings. Default value. I don't want to have it. Any default value. Container class. Or how did they do it with the first one? Multiple choice. Because I want this button to go over here. So, what color? A custom one. I want the background to be non-existent. The text needs to be white. And the border to be white as well. Border radius like 300. For the small size, I think it's very big. And we don't have an arrow icon right now. I want it to be white. But how do we set settings and integration? Save form. You have a container. There we go. A2 column container. And in the 2 column, we want this to be on the left and descent on the. Come on. Move your button. Can I put my button there? Can I delete it? Aw. Come on, fluid forms. This is very disappointing. I want my button there, not below it. It is what it is, right? That's what you get when you're using free things, I guess. Or not knowing the plugin as well. Yes, we would like to delete that one. We would like to delete one as well. We'd like to save the form. And let's see if we refresh this, if we can easily add it. So let's open the list. There we have our fluid forms form. Now we can select one. Description form. Not the right one. Yeah, that's the one. Form theme. Well, that doesn't look good. Yeah, that's the Drive Capital website. All right. This needs some customization, I guess, but yeah, let's go on with it. Go with the show. And see, we can set the container to have a different, because we want to have the space between. And we forgot to set spacing for the containers as well, because we want at the left and right spacing to be the same as any other. So we set the spacing. And for this container as well, let's set a spacing. And this is our first section. Let's add the other sections as well. Add afterwards. Oh. It is within the container. It isn't. So here we add a list. And can be a list of links without any bullets, but I guess that's not possible. So we can set a advanced list. And if I remember correctly, you can disable the icon, current icon, flip, rotate, in colors. No, you're not able to. Then you can put in your default thing, I guess. That's for G-code. If it's empty, it's not showing anything, right? So that looks just fine. And then we need to Drive Capital website for reference. Then we add these links in there. Save. Save. Careers. So cleaning up the links for now. And then we duplicate this one. Duplicate. And it will contain our second links. But we will remove the website name because we don't want to have it. Should we just remove the links overall? I mean, we don't have any pages for now. Remove, remove, remove. And then afterwards we add a logo. And after a image. And then will be our site logo. We can change the colors as well. It's fine if you ask me, actually. Two-tone. Great. Remove the links. And change the flexbox to have. Ooh. How do we flexbox this? We add a width to the first container. And the first container should have a flexible width of 75. Oh, it needs to be very big. 50%. Yeah, half the size. And then you have the rest of the spacing between those three. So this size, which would be, let's have a look. Item links. Can we set the size of this one? Icon size. List columns? Nope. Biography. Block spacing. Look that we can set the size of this one. The current icon. Item link. Global list options. Max width. Ooh, there we go. But it is a fixed amount. I guess this doesn't work. We can reset this. Add a container. Add before a container. How do you... Don't worry about the interruption. How do you animate each item inside of query loop? Well, you can use the animation, batch animation functionality in the animation container. Animation container. Which is not available in free version, of course. So let's have a look. So you need to install the animation add-on. And there you have the animation, animation container. And within the animation container, yes, load. You have dagger inner. There's an example in here somewhere as well. Somewhere. Is it this one? Batch animate. So yeah, it's the animation container. And then you have the batch animate option. And it is shown in this tweet or X post. X tweet. I don't know how you call it. So you have the link. Yeah, in the video you will see how he set it up. So there's a batch scroll. All right, you are welcome, Tony. So let's see. We've added a container for this one. So let's put it in there and add a container before this one. Add before container. Sometimes writing is very difficult. And put this one in there as well. And this one needs to be 3%. So that's 83, right? So that's too wide. So 50 divided by 3, 16.67. So let's just put this 16. And the other one as well. Variable, no, we want the width to be 60%. But maybe we don't want the exact width to be 60%, but we want the max width to be 60%. So when it gets smaller, it resizes itself to max width percentage to the max width. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's have a look. And then add another container. Man, I hoped I could do this without the containers. Let's see. Is the green shift image better? Enable dynamic value. You need to add the query add-on. So, and we're not doing that because this is all for the free version. We only want to do amazing stuff in free. For free. Let's see. There we have our container, and let's put our logo in there. There we go. And this one also needs to be 60%. 116 percentage. And I want all the items to the flex box and justify at the end. All right. And now we are going to the last section for this one. And that's to add after another. This one can be removed. We don't have a wrapper for the footer. So let's change footer again. I exited by accident. Let's see, let's add. We can do this 2 ways. We can also have just an empty div in there. But if we are going to add a div anyway, we can just use it as a container, right? So let's put those in the container. And for the container itself, I want the spacing on the bottom. No, first let's add our add after container. I think I would like to add my section that reveals itself, just like you see here. Section reveals itself. So there will be either a sticky or an absolute container, and it will be in there. So these two need to match. So see, social links on the left, a place, a street, and then 2024. So let's just add those. We add a icons for social media. We have Twitter. Nice, the old one. Duplicate. Oh, no, I don't want to duplicate it yet because we can already set some values for it. We want it to be black and white. So it starts off, because this is a white background, let's change that one as first. Background options, set the background color to white. And then for the icon, I want it to be dark version. I don't want to change on hover. What I do like is to change the background. I don't want to have a background on hover. What I do want is a border surrounding it of at least 1 pixels, maybe more. And it's grayish, so we should set it to black. And I guess we can make the size pretty tiny. 15. Maybe we can make it bigger. I mean, UX best practices say that the thing they're going to click on should be like 30 pixels or something. I mean, that's something that used to be that case, so I'm going to do that as well. And then we're going to change the spacing. So let's see, icon spacing. We want to add 0 at first, so we can see something change. Doesn't change there, or does it change? There it is. Reset this one. Set this to all around to 1 EM. 0.5. Yeah, that looks good enough. And let's increase the size of the container. We can add a spacing on the top and bottom. Let's just add spacing we already have. Spacing. We can duplicate this up for you times. Let's add YouTube as well. And let's add, for the first one should be Facebook, if you ask me. There we go. And we select them all, and then we convert them inside of a container. And the container needs to be a flex box. That looks correct to me. I want to have spacing between them. And we will change the size later on. Then we add text. So here we add a text container, and in there we add a advanced text section. It's street. Let's change the color because we can't see anything. Heck. There we go. Let's copy and paste this address in, right? And then duplicate it. And then here we have 2024, although we don't need to add copyright, at least in the EU, you are protected by default, if I remember correctly, from any copyright stuff. So, and design and text can't be copyrighted, actually, right? Because it's something you can use either way. Let's add a spacing before and after. Ooh, we don't want to add the spacing before and after because then it doesn't look right. But we want the content to have the right spacing on left as well, right as well. So we should add the spacing. Let's see. Spacing, and then have a flex box. That looks good. And then we just increase the size of the first one. So it should be, I don't know, with like 65%. And then inside the container, we also want to have a flex box, but maybe align it to the left. We can shrink this down a little bit, match it with the top section, should be half. And then the next sections will need to start on this section. So let's see how we can do that right. Column gap, like, I don't know, 1 EM? Sounds fair. And the first one, let's have it. Let's add a little bit spacing that aligns with the portfolio section. Top, right, left. Something like that. And add space between. Ooh, this looks nice. So we don't have to play around with the spacing actually. On the wrapper, let's remove that setting. And now we want it always to show. So let's get to the next part. I think I would like to use a sticky for this. So let's set a height of, I don't know, pure width, pure height. 20. Ooh. Ooh, trippy. 100% for your height. I don't know what's happening there. Or we can change our spacing. Let's change our inside spacing. So the first, the padding. On the top or margin, it doesn't really matter actually. But for this, let's just add a padding of a view height of, I don't know, 5. It doesn't need to be all around. But let's remove the other ones. 20. Let's go with 20. Whatever you want. No, don't. 20. There we go. I don't want to preview this one. And on the second section, sorry, my nose is itching. Let's have a look. On the container, we would like to have a border radius of only on the bottom. Ooh, this is very nicely done. I didn't even notice that before. Oh, so itchy. But you don't see the border radius, so I guess we need to min the margin first. And then we have to play around with the z-index as well. And then we can adjust the padding. So let's set a z-index for this one. Position sticky z-index of 1. And then stick it to the bottom. And then add a z-index for the other one with, no absolute. Let's set it to relative. And that should be 2. So now something is happening, but because this container doesn't have a black background, it doesn't do much for us. So let's add a background color. Selecting the right container also helps. Background options. We go to the color black. Oh, there we see our magic already a little bit happening. Awesome. Do we need to set a higher margin top minus, then add a padding to it as well? But because of the margin set in the container, it looks weird. So we should set the container margin spacing to reset and then add spacing on the left. Add a spacing on the left and add spacing on the right. There we go. And because this has now a 100 pixel minus margin, we need to increase the spacing. So how can I get my values back? So we need to add a little bit more spacing there as well. I guess this should be it. Let's see how it looks. Oh, doesn't look like it's flowing over, you see? So how can we do that? It did look like it was possible inside here. Do we need to change the... What do we need to do to make it work? Let me think. I don't want to set a margin for this one, because then you're not able to press anything of these, because the margin will be set there. It doesn't look like it's sticking. Did we set the proper setting for the... It is sticky. Let's see if we change the z-index, if we can see if it's sticking at all. It is not. Why isn't it? We also set it to button. It needs to be sticky, and I want to stick it to the bottom. Oh, now we have our... Then the safety positioning, maybe, perhaps. What is going on? Let's see. Can just verify that this has a sticky. It has a position sticky. And we do see it working a little bit in here. I guess we need to add a little bit of padding here as well to the bottom to make it look a little bit nicer. So we position sticky. Bottom not working. Ooh, I'm not the only one. Efficient unit is containing block across a specified threshold. Relative positions. Block move. We don't see it moving because I think I get it. Yeah, this is what we want. Margin top auto, sticky. Block move. Position of the element, like we do with fluid or fixed. But it will define how the element will stick when there's a scrolling behavior. So I guess what this means is that we should put this first, but everything, but then it doesn't work, right? Do we need to put the index for all of them? And it doesn't stick again. Sticky. Margin auto. Auto. It is a margin top off. View height, a flex box, and a width. So they will not stick. Top position. Here's an example where I place the element at the bottom using flexbox. Bottom direction. And I'll specify that I need it to be sticky at the bottom. So what does it mean? It means that the container first needs to go in the parent container again, and then put it there, and then set the Xbox direction downwards. We do see it working here. And then we set a width of 100. Would it work now? Still doesn't work. So I guess I need to learn and understand how this works then. I thought I had at least a little bit of knowledge on how this works. Column sticky at the top, nothing will happen. Sticky, top sticky, sticky. Bottom sticky in the middle. Sticky in the middle. Sticky top. Bottom. Padding below the footer. I was thinking about that as well, but then you won't be able to press and select this one because we need to change the Z index. I think I'm going to cheat a little bit and just see how they did it because I can't solve it for now. On the view width, it has a sticky. So I need to go to the toilet as well. So I will be back in a jiff. I want to fix this. So see you soon. Here I am again. Space below the footer. Hit pointer events none. So let's have a look. They do have a position sticky here, so woohoo! And they also have a Z index as well, Z index. And they also use this one. They do have padding, but it's the same as we did as well. A margin minus. Margin minus. Z index 3. Precision relative. That's also what we did set. Let's see. It does take this time. So as you can clearly see, the hypothesis should work, but it doesn't. This one gets the height for the combined of this and the other one. Let's add a very large padding like they do 24 viewer width. Why would you set a viewer width? It needs to be a viewer height. But yeah, that doesn't matter. Let's see. If viewer height 20. We did set a very big viewer height. And still it doesn't work. So you were saying adding a spacer with a pointer event. Oh, you removed your messages, but I can see that still on my social stream page, an extension to so it shows your chat history. Why doesn't it work? E4 it sticks around to half. Why does it stick around for the vertical align tab top? Which one is the one we're using? Bottom E5, last one. Bottom sticky at the top, nothing will happen. Oh no, 6. And bottom? They said E5 was twice. Let's see if we can. No, I don't want full page. Just give me go to code pen. I want to change this. There should be a way to do this, right? Try following code. Here it happens as well. So what they did do, they have a move top, and that will move on the top side. Yep, and they have a footer. And the footer is move bot, and they have a bottom of 0. Then for the block, it doesn't have anything. So it should work. Am I right? But it doesn't. Let me see. This is our parent. This is our parent. And this is our whole section. In the whole section we have this div, and this div. Arrow, right, arrow. Index 3. It doesn't stick. It doesn't seem to want to stick to our. And this can't be done because the. This is so annoying. Tony, don't dare to laugh. Padding. Bottom. The one doesn't work. And if we increase our footer, we need to increase the padding of our parent. Padding bottom 200 viewer height. Does it stick to the top? It doesn't. Position relative. No, do your updating task stuff. The issue is that these that a part doesn't stick. We set it to. We did set it to sticky. No, didn't we? Yes, we set the position to sticky, and it doesn't stick to the page. And I want to stick this to the button, but it doesn't seem to work. If we set it to fix, it does work. But I don't want to have it fixed, because then we have to take it into account every single time. Doesn't seem like a very nice solution. Absolutely doesn't work as well. Fixed. Well, position fixed fixes our issue, but I want it to be sticky. And sticky doesn't work, doesn't seem to work. It doesn't stick to the bottom. And if we look at the example here, they don't set anything for it. And the move bot doesn't have that much going on there. No, it doesn't. Background, a padding, a color, position sticky, and it sticks to the bottom. Is the parent of the sticky relative? I think so, right? Oh, no. We didn't set it to relative. Is that the issue? We set it to relative? Oh, we'll give you a shout out as well in there. I think it is. By default, it should be, by default it's static, right? Let's see if we refresh. If this saved the issue, that would be nice. But it doesn't. Why doesn't it stick? Tell me why. Tell me why. Position. Sticky. What? Oh, yeah. That's the Z index. Fine. And here it does work. But on the front end it doesn't work. So what's the difference? I'm going slightly mad again. We have some online code editor. Like these schools. Ooh, fancy new website. We can. Ooh, dark mode. Just saved a bunch of eyes. Let's see. Tell. Let's select a body. Background. Do this first, right? I want to stick the bottom container. Yeah, just like the Drive Capital website. You see, it feels like it's sliding outwards over it. Click the last one. Let's see. Position tab again. So here we have position sticky and then 1. And the position is sticking to 0 pixels down. And in the backend that does work. We can see if we can decrease the size. That's a no. Sorry, I'm playing around too much. So yeah, I don't know. Let's add a div class is section. Yeah, it should be a section then, I guess, right? Section. And in there we have another section. And here we have a div class is section 1 slash div. To make this a little bit easier. 1, 2, same as example. And this should be the white version. Oh, run. Then for S, we just add padding to the top, 24 viewer height, as we didn't set the background properly. No, color should be white. Then we have the S1 just has a height of 50 view height. Interesting. I think so as well. But how do we solve it? And this one needs to have position sticky button 0 and a background white. And here it does take. Run. Here we have our footer and sticks. And there it is in place again. A very simple example, but yeah, there shows that it should work, right? If we be a little bit stubborn, instead of the height setting, we set a padding, because perhaps that is the issue. But I can't imagine it is. Yeah, it needs to be in the parent container. Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you. As you can see here, we have a parent container, and there I want this section to stick in. And in the example, it does a little bit work, as you can see. But once we try it on the front end, it doesn't work. So it works well on the dashboard, but it doesn't work at all here. And I can't understand why. It has a position of sticky, so it should just tick. Align self-start. Position relative, it's all, what? How many times is it added? A lot of times. All right. Let's have a look. Position relative, it doesn't matter actually. Footer has a margin button. No, it doesn't. Should it have a margin button? I don't think so. Let's add a margin button. 20 pure height. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, see, it doesn't do anything. this is the direct container for the sticky part, and this is the footer itself is just a wrapper from Gutenberg. It's a shame that we can't do anything with this section, actually. So as you can see, that it needs a margin bottom, but doesn't do a good job of still position. The issue is that this section doesn't stick. So I'm afraid I can add as much spacing as I want, but somehow setting the position sticky in here doesn't work, and did work for our header, by the way. We can also remove one container. And if we can remove it, we will do it because we have already a wrapper available. And let's add some margin in here, 24 viewer height. There we go. Show me the containers again. So here are the containers. So instead of adding another container in there, I want to remove it because there's already a container available, because we have a footer wrapper that is the parent container of the section that we want to stick. Should we just do... Oh, sorry, that's not what I want to do. Add as HTML. And at the bottom, just hard code it. Because we can. Style is background red. Position sticky. Height the pixels with 50 pixel, 100%. And bottom, yeah, I would position this differently, by the way, to make it more readable. Yep, that should be fine. Here, this one also doesn't stick. So why doesn't it stick? Do we need to set something for the parent? The white area would not be in the footer? Why not? It doesn't matter, right? If we put it in the footer or not. Because we want to achieve the same thing. If we set this one to footer, I will make it more readable for you to zoom in. So what we did here is try out our own HTML version of it, a very simplified one. We have our body set to black with a color, font color of white. We have a padding to make up for the spacing, and then the third section will be a position sticky at the bottom. And when we run this code, you can see that the footer is sticking to the bottom of the page until it hits its own section. So in this case, it works the same. We have our sticky element in our footer, and that's also what we do in here as well. We have our sticky footer. So here is our footer, and within our footer we have the first container. It is a margin. We need to change that to a padding, but I don't think that makes sense. Doesn't matter because this height isn't the full height of the footer. So let's first change the... what just happened? Everything's gone. Let's add spacing. Let's add a padding of a viewer height of 24. It is sticky because main parent is body, not S2, it is. In the example, the S is sticking to the footer. As you can see here, S3 is inside the footer, so it's not outside of the footer. And the way sticky works, it would stick to a container. So if we duplicate this one, and because we smartly set it up with classes, you will see that footer 1 will stick for this section. And when it ends, the other section, and the section is there, the footer will stick as well. And this isn't in the main body. We can also set it to the main body. Let's add a modifier of red to it. And then .s3. Now, and shoot myself in the foot because it doesn't matter. With, I need to learn that one actually. With sauce, it says sauce, SASS. It works nice. Background red with a color of white is fine. Let's keep this the same. Run. Run. Because it's to so bottom 20 pixels. It should be taller now, right? The index 2. Did we set a background for those? We didn't. I thought this would mean that it has a wait, it is below S2 in S, but below S1 and 2. It sticks to the parent button. You should have footer, then white area in a common container. I really don't get what you're saying. So the footers are in the body. And here we have, it's below S2, that's correct. These two have some padding to the top and bottom. And the S has a padding as well, but I reckon if we remove this one, it doesn't change anything. Yeah, there you go. And sticks to the parent button. Yeah, that's how sticky works. At the end of the parent button, at the end of the parent, it will stick to the bottom. So if we put in a border red 1 pixel solid, you can see that it will stick. And we need to add a little bit of spacing. Adding, we can just add a margin as well. 1 viewer height. And makes this a little bit more visible. You need to spell it right. Margin. And then bottom of 1 viewer height. So as you can see, it sticks to the container. And that's what we want actually in this case. I want this section to stick the container of the footer so that it will only stick in the last section. This will make our lives easier because if we set it to sticky on the whole page, it will stick around just like the Drive Capital header here. And that's something I dislike because then we have to take in account that needs to be hidden until the last section. And what I want is that it only sticks in the last section. But I'm getting very annoyed by this. We need to not set 0 pixels, but just 0. Yep, it's in the footer. So that's why I remade it. In WT3 schools example, we have a footer, and that's the same as what we have here. Here we have our footer. Oh, let me open this one up. So here we have our, I've added it twice. So that's nice. So here we have our footer, and in our footer we have, this is the first section, then we have the second section, and then we have our third section. And the third section has a position of sticky, and the other two don't have it. Now, what I don't understand, it doesn't stick. Even if we put a margin, does it have to do with our flags? So what I would expect is that this would stick to the footer now, inside of the footer container, but it doesn't. And in the example, I didn't set any other positioning in the W3 schools part. So I am wondering if something within GreenShift is messing up everything. Why? Why do I need to take it outside of the footer wrapper? Yeah, we can do that just to see if it fixes the issue, but then I will add another issue. So I just duplicate it, save. So it shouldn't be the case that it should be outside of my footer. I should be able to have it inside of my footer and it should be sticky. But let's just humor you. And as you can see, it does have the same thing. It doesn't stick. And here we have our section, and it is a sticky of 0 pixels bottom. We have something similar for, where is the header section? I guess we didn't set it to sticky, right? Set it to a absolute fixed section, because then else we need to set this one to okay. Position sticky top 0, and has the same effect. It doesn't stick. Something is changing in here that it doesn't want to stick to anything. The footer ends with the white area if it is in, can't stick. But yeah, I don't really understand it, because in theory it's the same as this. As you can see, we have our footer and it does stick to our viewport And here's the section that we have. So basically the same. We can also add a wrapper around this one. Just for why not sake. And you will see there's no issue. So it doesn't matter. I will put this back in for our sake to make our lives easier in the future. And as you can see, it does work here. It does work. Now our spacing isn't high enough. So I imagine if we increase the viewer height padding and add a background color to this one, background black, and I want to have all the spacing needs to be set in the padding again, spacing. And I can imagine that this one has a margin to bottom. No, it doesn't. And if we look now, here we have the effect. So in the editor, it does work. So one way or another, there's something on the website that just makes the sticking on impossible. So there's a change somewhere. No, I don't want the front page. And in here it doesn't work either. I thought maybe it has to do with the admin bar, but yeah, that doesn't matter. I think I have to disappoint myself and you guys as well, because I don't know how to fix this for now. I don't know why the position sticky is being ignored. Even if we add the element ourselves, it doesn't seem to work. Does it work if we put in a element in here? Tile. With 100%. Position sticky. Background red. Is 0. Then we have a height pixels. Make it bigger. Specify viewer height. So then we can see it weight. Left 0, right 0. It does stick. And this section does stick. Do that one. Set it to bottom. So here it does stick. And we set it in the sidebar blocks. So that's one thing. We put it in our footer, it doesn't work. And if we set it outside our footer again. It doesn't work either. It's because of overflow hidden. Does look like it, right? So it can't stick when the overflow is hidden. God damn it. We found it. We finally found it. But how do we solve it? Div has this one in there. We change that one. Now it does work. Woohoo! Has to do with the overflow hidden set on a specific ideal class? What? I can imagine that it doesn't work on overflow hidden, but it's that one. How is that one related to if this has div has that one, it gets the overflow of hidden. And that's in there. So we put a wrapper around this section, I guess. I do understand why they added it. So let's wrap it in a container. And then it doesn't work anymore. No, it destroyed my slider. And it doesn't return to normal. The parent should not have overflow hidden. Yes, we finally found it. Did I show you? Yeah. Yeah, I think we found these. But how on earth are you going to find that that is the issue with this? I can't see anyone understanding that is the issue. So we wrap a container around it. I do understand why they did it, why they add overflow. So you don't see a scroll bar. If this solves our issue, I'm so happy. Let's refresh. I do think that this solves our issue. Yes, it sticks. Now we only have to change the Z index. I'm lucky that I understand the code enough. Oh, I'm so happy. We fixed it. Position relative 2. Is there a margin going on there? The container. There's no margin, so why is there a little bit of white space? Let's see. Maybe this is just a dashboard issue. Nope, it isn't just a dashboard issue. It's because of the next container. I'm so happy that I do understand this. And the overflow hidden part, how would you come up and fix that? I mean, You would never expect that to happen, right? Let's be honest. Did you expect it? I didn't. How on earth are you going to... Or that is the issue. Now let's play around a little bit. How we can see how we can fix this, because this doesn't look good. I think we need to set our footer, and that's why I hate this, because we can't change our footer settings. Because this is a negative margin, it will take up space. So we just set it to, and we add a negative margin to this one. Not its up. Whoa! I want a negative margin on the bottom. Not all the sides. Come on. Be gone. Ooh, this is what I want. Perhaps this can be increased even more. You can see here it doesn't align nicely. Nice round number, 115. Woohoo, there we have it. Yes, we've made it. Oh, it was such a headache. A headache. Let's change the value back to 24. Oh, I'm so happy that we found the issue. And this is a much longer stream than I intended to be. But we finally fixed it. There we have it. There we go. Awesome. We can make it a little bit nicer by changing the bottom spacing. I didn't know how much new pixels. I mean, 20 pixels. Writing down the right thing would help, right? There we go. Awesome. Sorry. That's usually what happens with CSS, right? You have a lot of knowledge, you know it somewhere, and but at the moment you need it, you know, it doesn't come up with a bright light in your head that says this is the issue and this is how you fix it. And then still, I wouldn't expect the parent section to have a overflow of hidden. I mean, would you? Would you have expected that? I wouldn't. So we're finally done for today. And it's almost time for bed for me. So it was a little bit longer than I expected. I intended to be 1.5 hour, and I hoped that the further kind of thing would be done in about 30 minutes or something. But because of the overflow issue, the this slider animation adds a overflow hidden to the parent, which I do understand why, because then it doesn't show the scroll bar because those items are off screen. But I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought this was fixed by adding a wrapper container around the slider and having that one a overflow hidden instead of the parent container. But that's just my assumption. I do like how they solved it in CSS though. As this in there. Nice. But yeah, now we finally have the last section. And we have completed our homepage. So next time, I hope so next time we will be working on hopefully improving that you will see a little bit before it animates. So that would be nice. Like here, just looks off. It doesn't look nice. And it will be also amazing if we make this website a little bit more responsive, because I think there will be a lot of issues. Here's already one. This one doesn't look nice on mobile. On a small screen, let's say like 360. Now this stacks nicely though. And Eindhoven slider does work. Well, most of the things looks pretty okay-ish. Let's refresh the page. I'm kind of happy actually how it looks. There's something weird going on here. We can have a look at that. But I do think the rest of the animations and stuff is going pretty well. Whoa, what's happening here? Egg-shaped social icons. Something weird is happening to the bottom part of my website. But yeah, so let's have a look at that as well. Let's see if I can find a fix for the issue we have with the images. Like here, this just looks awkward. And let's see if we can fix the responsiveness of the website. So let's see. So, concluding, thank you for watching. And if it helped you, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you will see more of the live streams, seeing me struggle, or we can struggle together. It's always a nice thing to do. I would like to thank Serbu, I really don't know how to pronounce your name, for thinking about how we can solve this issue. That is what was very nice of you. Yeah, let's continue on this journey next time. I don't know if I want to create the whole website. Oh, right. Perhaps I will. Oh, luckily this is a little bit the same animation. Yeah, as you can see, the footer stays the same, so next. Perhaps we can create a template and add the animations for the buttons as well. Just to make it a little bit more similar. This will be a different kind of page. I don't know. I also have the feeling that I'm getting a little bit done with this, with recreating this website. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see me create the other pages as well. And if no one comments, then I assume that you don't want to see me continuing on after we did the responsive things and try to fix the issue with the images. So next week could be the last week we work on the Drive Capital website. If you have another website or a homepage you would like me to recreate in GreenShift, and I try to use the free version as much as possible, let me know in the comments down below as well. Yeah, see you on the next time.